Welcome back. The BBC's in hot water again after editing out a political speech by Derry Girls star Siobhán McSweeney at last night's BAFTAs. Let's have a watch.
To the people of Derry, thank you for taking me into your hearts and your living rooms. I am daily impressed with how ye encompass the spirit of compromise and resilience, despite the indignities, ignorance and stupidity of your so-called leaders in Dublin, Stormont and Westminster. In the words of my beloved sister Michael, it's time they started to wise up.
Well, joining me on the programme, the Sun's TV critic Ali Ross. Ali, lovely to have you aboard. Good afternoon to you.
Hi, Vanessa. How are you doing?
I'm OK, thank you very much. So whenever there's a BAFTA ceremony, there always seems to be an avalanche of criticism descending upon the heads of the scriptwriters and the presenters and the way it's sorted, and indeed the choices, the winners, those people who don't win, everything else. How did this BAFTA ceremony do? How did it fare in your opinion?
Not well. In fairness to them, it's not been a vintage TV year. I would say there were only three really, really outstanding shows, which were The Responder, The White Lotus and Navalny. And between them, they won a total of no awards, which suggests either I'm really off whack here or BAFTA is. It's too much of a stretch for me to admit that I'm wrong, but so I'll lay the blame firmly at BAFTA's door.
Definitely blame BAFTA. But why then? Why does BAFTA go awry? If it's obvious to you, and it's pretty obvious to me, that White Lotus, you know, standout TV star glittering in the firmament this year, fabulous. Everyone talked about it. Everybody loved it. Why then does it not get an award, get the gong it deserves?
BAFTA gives every impression it's judged by people who don't actually watch TV and hate people that do. It is incapable of thinking outside a very, very woke Life and Rhymes, which, if you're not familiar with it, is
I'm not.
beat poetry on one of the obscure Sky channels.
Nope.
Benjamin Zephaniah gets a bunch of poets to read out poems live in Battersea Park. It's no one's idea of entertainment. I'd be surprised if anyone in our entire building has actually watched that show, but I have, every single episode, and the last thing it deserved was a BAFTA. So I think it's marching to some other agenda than the actual best shows on television.
Right, let's talk about some of the winners. Shall we talk about Siobhán McSweeney being edited out for starters? I mean, there is something that many viewers will find, you know, irritating and unconscionable about winners spouting off whatever their political views are. I mean, they may agree and applaud loudly from the sofa. They may disagree and want to throw rotten tomatoes at their own TV. But did the BBC do the wrong thing to edit her out?
No, they did exactly the right thing. I think it gets on the viewer's nerves so badly that I think it's an abuse of hospitality as well, because the BAFTA hall there is not representative of Britain at all. She's preaching to the converted, and she's actually up there for winning a comedy award. So her duty is, if anything, to make us laugh. I don't give a damn for her political opinions on anything. I don't want to hear them. And the BBC has very strict rules about these things as well. You are not there to push your agenda on people.
Although they do it at the Oscars too, don't they? I mean, stars are insufferable by and large. They always think, give him a podium, give him a platform. They really need to say something woke, and, you know, they'd be decried if they didn't take the opportunity. Let's talk about Kate Winslet, though, who also made a very impassioned speech, burst into tears. I think we can even hear a little bit of it now, Ali. Let's listen.
If I could cut this in half, I would give the other half to my daughter, Mia Threppleton. We did this together, kiddo. There were days when it was agony for her to dig as deeply as she did into very frightening emotional territory sometimes, and it took my breath away.
I mean, what would you say? I'm going to let you say it.
I'll flip it. Just say thanks and disappear, Kate. It would be so much more impressive than this overflowing of emotion and sharing the tears for a drama that I'd imagine very few people have seen as well. I'm the TV critic. I've not even seen this one. I haven't heard of it until last night. But it's clearly wrenched every last drop of emotion out of the poor woman, who's made a big play of saying, I'm 47. Well, flipping well, behave like it. Pull yourself together. Just thank people and then vanish.
On the other hand, and I'm a veteran of quite a few award ceremonies, as you can imagine. I've won a few, I've lost a few, I've presented a few, I've judged on a few. I mean, I really have schlepped about to quite a few. You do want a bit of emotion from the winners. You do want them to look as if they're very pleased and moved. You do. You don't want them to just say, oh, thanks very much, appreciate it, and go. You don't. You want a bit of something from them.
What I would kill is, for any actor, is an articulate speech. None of this bluster about I haven't prepared anything. If you're up for an award, just take 5 or 10 minutes to prepare something. Thank all the right people. Tell them your wife is wonderful or your husband, your rock. And we'll put up with that all day long. But this, if I could cut this award in half, well, physically you could cut that award in half. So go on, give her 50% of it.
Tell me about Her Majesty the Queen in Paddington, because that was rather nice.
Yes, that is the one award which is voted for by the people. So BAFTA, just so they know it's not anything to do with them really, make it this garish blue colour. But it went to the Platinum Jubilee sequence with Paddington Bear and the Queen. And the actor who went up from Ghost there did exactly what I just explained and made a lovely speech thanking the Queen, and just with the right level of emotion. So he left it up to the viewers to decide exactly how tearful they would get. He didn't sort of set the tone himself. I thought it was beautifully done and thoroughly deserving of that particular award.
And I really like Ben Whishaw crediting Her Majesty, Her late Majesty, with being a really terrific actress, because apparently she had to act to a ball on the end of a pole, and she did an absolutely bang-up job of it. She nailed it. Ali Ross, pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vanessa.